Finnish team, a very high-powered lineup by this Finnish team. It was close at the beginning, but then Dynamo ended up giving up 3 short-handed goals on the same power play.
And we saw a very game Czech Knights club put a little bit of drama in their game against cska, but their snipers were ultimately too much. And once again, a lot of good performances from the likes of Alexei Dontsov and other players on the roster.
Well, yes, with that game, you had 3 players scoring 2 goals each, and that is Alexei Dontsov, Maxim Zaitsev, and Silanti Kazuchko, who had 2 goals and an assist in that game.
And yeah, Kazuchko's a very dominant player. And at the other end, I know you are very impressed with Kivi Arhu. And what did you really like about that number 11 on the back end for Finland?
Well, the offense just runs right through him. Basically, he's the one that controls the power play, controls the shorthanded situation. He walks the line like as good as any player in this tournament. And that shot injured quite a few players during that time just by blocking it. So he has a lethal shot, and he is going to be a good prospect coming up.
And Adam, we are on our camera to start our pregame show for Legacy Live TV. My question for you would be, what do you think each of these coaches are saying to these teams to really rile them up?
Well, what I've noticed so far just in their warm-ups just now, Finland, the way they warmed up, their goalie was doing a bunch of breakaways, which is kind of the CSKA forte. Meanwhile, on the CSKA side, they were kind of doing it in a way where Finland works, which is just maintaining pressure in the offensive zone. I don't know if that was on purpose, but that did seem a little bit like they were preparing for each other.
Absolutely. We are going to return our attention to center ice and get ready for the opening puck drop here on Legacy Live TV. All the players are getting ready for what's sure to be a good matchup. And the bells are starting to chum. And of course, we are going to hear the steady beat of the CSKA drum. Their fan base has been electric throughout the entirety of the tournament. We heard the chants, we've heard the drum.
We've heard the harmonica.
We've heard the harmonica. And we have seen the flag wave back and forth. Let's get fired up for what should be a good game. Winner gets to take on Western Canada tomorrow at the Bolzano Arena at 10:30 a.m. And that game that you were talking about, Sweden and the East Coast, the winner of that game will be playing pro hockey at 9 a.m. That's the game you and I will be doing. Brendan Ferreira will get the winner of this game against Western Canada.
So it looks like Lassi Paninen is getting the start for Finland, and Daniela Dutov will be getting the start for CSKA.
And Lassi Paninen did not play in the quarterfinal game. Or I should say round of 16. Both these teams had their different goaltenders in there. Mikhail Igorov was good. Olli Tominen was hardly tested against Dynamo. I know that the goaltender Paninen will be tested in this game.
Well, Paninen, he was the one that took on the East Coast Selects during their 2-1 loss in a shootout. And he only allowed the 1 goal in the game, so you know he is capable of shutting the door.
And Paninen, in the preliminary round, had an .822 save percentage, shot on goal. He had to make a big-time save. That was a great save by Dutov off of Rajala, as that was excellent down-low pressure. Hiroshka throws it into the attacking zone. And could a case be made that these two teams are mirror images of each other? I think they have the same strengths, both lethal shooters in the prime scoring areas.
Yes, it's just how they get their shots and their goals is what's different.
And you see a lot of big bombs from the point. Not a lot of that from CSKA. They like to weave it down low and try and break down people from their pinpoint passing. Shot from hard long range is denied by the goaltender. And that one came from number 97. Excellent effort there, but not able to break through. That was Poulani. Puck is taken by Maxim Zaitsev behind the net for Alexei Dontsov. Dontsov is being shadowed there by the defense. It is taken away by Suo Niemi. barging up the left side, tries to get around Timazov, the defenseman. Also working there is Puloleni. Suo Niemi wants to weave it back into the middle. It's kept away and thrown to the corner. And Maxim Zaitsev will try and lead the exit. Backhands it out to center. Getting the puck on his stick is Zaitsev. It's intercepted. It is going to be a chance for Mike Hakkinen. It's a little bit wide of the net. And that's McKinnon. I apologize about butchering that name. Number 91 coming up the left side. That is Vorobev. Very good. Weaving. Had his face to the middle the whole time. He was looking for a centering pass. None did materialize. Blue liner handled that puck. Nice job by Impala to clear it out of the zone. And Impala is the only player on this roster with no points. We know he'd love to come through in this big pressure-packed game. He's racing for it in his own end. Zaitsev, centering pass. Went past everybody. Puck is picked up. And Sino is going to get it up the right side. Laponin on his forehand. Tried to drop it back. Nobody was there. Here comes a rush for Komarov. Blazing a trail down the left wing. Takes a shot. Pannanen makes his first save. Counter-attack. Rajala chips and also chases. But the defenseman kept it away from him. Really good clearance attempt. And CSKA is going to try and maintain a little bit of possession. Back and forth so far. Maybe a slight edge for Finland so far territorially, but not by much.
And that doesn't really matter when you're facing the CSKA team that lives and dies by the odd man rush.
This team more really steps up their forechecking game once they feel like they've been slighted in a game. When they take a penalty or a goal is scored against them, that's when they really show the full power of their offensive might. It's insulting, but they make it look effortless, like they're on cruise control, but they're so good in their cruise control mode.
Then maybe the key of the game is try not to wake them up.
Yeah, keep them in cruise control. But of course, Finland will kind of have to wake them up because they want to score goals. And they'll have to try to avoid taking penalties, though, for sure. Chance on goal, backhander denied, follow-up chance, save is made by Pannanen. First shot came on goal from Frolov, second one from Utva. He stopped them both.
Well, the CSKA had two guys right in front of the net there. They were alone in front of the net, and it was a good thing that the Finnish goalie was able to pounce on it when he did. Otherwise, it would be a 1-0 game for CSKA.
Shot towards the net, whistled wide. That one came from the blue line from Cole. And the chants are getting loud. Really deafening for CSKA. Shot wide of the net. And that was an attempt from Timazov. Kivaharju trying to get it out. Kivaharju gets it around the boards. Slides it onto the stick of Sino. Poked ahead. Rajala's going after it against Timazov. They both race for it. Timazov beats him to the punch. But Laponin's also there. Tries to poke it away from the defense. Timazov can't get it out. But gets some support from Frolov, and they come over center. Across the line. Backhands it to the slot. Settling it down as Piroshka. And that was denied. Another chance. Scores! The puck came to Frolov right in the slot, and he let it rip and made it 1-0 for CSKA. 5:31. And they draw first blood.
That was a bouncing puck that was on its side that he just swiped at, and it happened to go top glove. That is a hard thing to do when the puck isn't lying flat.
And Lassie Pannanen, he has been very good in this game, but hard shot to contend with. And it was a big goal scored by Nikita Frolov. And at our next stoppage, we'll give you a little bit more context on his young career. They're trying to go to work again. Maxim Zaitsev Up the left side. Shot by the forward Okunev, didn't get through. Donsov wrapping it around. Okunev behind the cage, it goes for number 9. And that is Donsov into the slot. Shot by Okunev, didn't get through. They tried again, but that was also blocked. Counterattack time. Shot towards the net by Maikkanen is saved by Dutov. Tell us about Nikita Frolov.
Well, Nikita Frolov, he is the captain of this CSKA team. Last season, he played for Olimpski in Ryazan or actually a couple of seasons ago for the entirety of the 2014-15 season and at the beginning of the 2015-16 season. He has 7 goals and 8 assists this year for his team. And I was watching during warm-up how what he does during the warm-up. And I watched him stretch along the boards, and he got pretty much his entire teammate.
Kivaharju fired a big bomb from the left point, but just wide. Back to the goal line. Kivaharju a shot again. Save is made by the goaltender Dutov. And he will probably just let loose a shooting gallery trying to get that game-tying goal.
It just seems that Frolov has that personality that draws people towards him. Once he started doing something, everybody else copied.
And he has been a very good captain so far. His team has been letter perfect up to this point, and they want to go 7-0 to make it to the final. It takes 8 games to win at the WSI. It is going to be a race down the left side. Rajola shot saved, follow-up chance, just wide. It's thrown on goal by Sino, but wrapped and missed everybody. It's held in. Sino behind the cage, looking to wrap it around again. Holding on, dropping it back for the opponent. He takes a shot, whistled wide. On the far side boards, they are trying to take full command, but it's overtaken. Zaitsev got it to the line and out. Down the right wing, here comes Vorobev. Tried to toe drag, but he overskated it. Opponent, an assistant captain. I told you in an earlier broadcast that last year he had 9 assists when he was competing here as an underager. This year he has 4 goals and 2 assists thus far, so a little bit more of a sniper. Off the draw, puck is taken. Utva lead pass. Comes out to the neutral zone. Impala lost sight of the puck. Kosushko tried to take advantage. Cole stabs at it, keeps it alive. Kosushko in the right circle. Works his way into the corner boards. Shakes off Impala. Drops it down low. Utva tries to center it. It's loose on the doorstep, but poked away to the blue line. Time is off. Engineers it around the boards for Kosushko again. Spinorama pass. Back to the blue line. Cole, a shot whistled wide. Ricocheted off the backboard, but there is Kostalainen trying to get it out. Kept in. Kosushko gives it away. Finland can't get that puck out though.
The Finland coaches are screaming along the bench trying to get a penalty to be called.
Pietala down the right wing. His forehander was weak and didn't get through the defensive zone coverage. Long lead pass, kicked off soccer style. Kosushko ahead for Utva on the left wing. Not able to throw a forehander on goal. Counterattack. Suoniemi weaves into the slot. Fans on the shot. Rolled off his stick. He wanted that one-timer from the left circle. He was set up, but he couldn't let it fly. Another opportunity. Ruhonen a shot. That wrister stopped by Dutov. Good back and forth pace. Worthy of a quarterfinal. Ruhonen feverishly looking for it. Off the wall. Here he comes. Takes the shot, blocked. On the far side, trying to pinch was Lomacka, but the puck just eked past him. A nice little stick interception, but not able to really get possession was Piroshkov. It is Kivaharju, a long lead pass. Suoniemi coming down the middle lane, takes a shot, but his stick was lifted, so he couldn't get a good opportunity. Lahonen into the neutral zone. One-timer is denied by Dutov. Excellent chance down low for Suoniemi. It's a full-on blitz when Finland gets their game going, but Dutov is standing tall right now. Opponent comes over center. And there is a little bit of a rush down to the outside. He is stepped in front of. And the puck is thrown to center. 2-on-1. Maxim Zaitsev shoots wide. Tries to center it as it bounced out the backboard. Has it, backhands it, save is made. On the doorstep, it comes free. Back to the high slot. Here's Donsov trying to weave it across. Scores! He is able to bank it through the goaltender's pads and it directed behind him to make it 2-0.
That pass, the Finnish goalie was not expecting that pass to kind of make that type of bounce. He thought that was going to be a backdoor play, and it ended up beating him on the far side. So it barely crossed the line, but barely is all you need.
And Alexei Donsov, dynamic stats. He is at the top of the leaderboard. And he had a lot of good statistics in the preliminary round. 7 goal points in 5 games. And he's continued his excellence throughout the course of the playoffs. As those were his preliminary stats. And he has been letter perfect. Continuing to create offense time after time. Down the middle, Zaitsev looking for more. Backhand chance, rolled off his stick. Time is off. Up the right wing. Puck is being played around the wall. Not able to get another opportunity. They just want to keep it a little bit wide. An icing call coming up. And thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. And Adam, we found out that Alexei Donsov now has 5 goals and 5 assists for 10 points in 7 games. So he's already has 3 points, and the 1.5 games that he's played, not even 1.5. And they're making it work.
And this is classic CSKA. Finland had been pressing this entire time in their zone, but haven't been able to solve Dutov. But CSKA just comes back for one play, puck goes in.
This team really can score it well. Kivaharju, a backhander, save is made. He reels it back to a forehand. Does a little reverse hook on the near side. They are trying to go to work. Mikkonen a shot, blocker to side, puck is thrown in front, and Rahonen is knocked off the puck. Mikkonen over to the left point, wired wide of the cage. The puck is backhanded around the zone, and it should be thrown in front. They try to make it happen, but it's taken away. And it's nudged all the way down to the attacking end. Icing call.
Well, so far in this game, Kivaharju has not really had an opportunity to make an impact so far. CSKA has done a pretty good job of trying to make sure the puck doesn't get to him. And when he does, it looks like he's feeling a lot more pressure to use that lethal shot to get it on net, but we've seen him miss quite a few times.
And there is Rajala in the left corner, looking to make a centering pass. Taken by Barbashin. It's slid over for Utfa. On his knees, he made a big lead pass. Kazushko racing down the right side, cuts towards the goal. and the save was made. It more hit the side of the net, but the goaltender might have got a piece. We don't have the best angle. Rodionov, the defenseman, leads the charge, takes a shot, blocker to side, and a little bit of a run-on between Rodionov and the defenseman Lomaka. Laponen tried to flip it out to center. Sino couldn't get that pass. Laponen races up and gets the puck back himself. D-to-D play in the CSKA zone. Now thrown ahead. It's a breakaway for Poroshkov. Scores! Poroshkov makes it 3-0. And there is that electric smooth again from him. He has a total of over 7 goals in this tournament now.
Well, that was classic CSKA, just using that stretch pass to gain an odd man rush, in this case a breakaway, to allow the player to be able to go in on the breakaway and get that nice third goal.
CSKA is pulling away very early. Finland is running into a team that's just as lethal in the attacking zone, perhaps even more so, and Finland will have to try and tap into their game-breaking ability to get back into this.
They definitely have that ability, and this could very easily be a 3-0 lead for Finland as well. It's just they haven't been able to solve Dutov.
Well, the one thing the CSKA players might have noticed is that Finland scores 7 goals in their semifinal. I mean, in their round of 16 matchup, they are probably very inspired to let them know that, yeah, you're very good, but we're even better. And they are showing it so far. Plenty of time for that to change, though. Shot wide. And really, Adam, it's perhaps not the best thing to think of the enormity of coming back from 3 goals. It's about getting one at a time. Maybe that'll start now. Shot towards the net, crossed the line and stopped. It's kicked free by the defense, a little bit of a scramble. A lot of confusion as the defenseman lost his stick, but they get out of that mess unscathed. Toe dragging it is Akunev, but we have a salvage due to an offside.
Well, an interesting factor that I've just kind of noticed in this rink with the sun kind of lowering in the late afternoon, the sun is really hitting Dutsov in his zone. So if there's a puck that kind of gets him in the wrong spot, that might change something here.
And we'll see if it does change a little bit. Suoniemi wants something to change. He'll try and make the change happen. Nice little toe-drag move. Backhanded in and get through to the net. Looking to make a centering pass. It is taken around for number 97. Drop back for Jokinen. Big bomb was blocked by the defenseman Barbashin. In the high slot, pushing into a shot was Jokinen. That didn't get through either. Ruolainen was trying to hook it back. Puck is held in, and there is that offensive pressure. There's been many offensive zone shifts, like you said, but not a lot of execution yet. And at this end, all execution. Nice little dangle into the zone, and a save is made. As that was Maxim Zaitsev, the first. That's the way I've been separating the two. The first is 16, the second is 72. Omarov behind the net for Maxim Zaitsev the first. It's taken away by Laponen. Lead pass ahead, just to that reach of Ruhonen. 3:15 remains in period number 1. This game has been going fast and furious between these two teams.
Not a lot of stoppages in play.
No, not at all. I don't really track a lot of the whistles, but I'm sure the number's not very high whatsoever.
Well, there we go.
There's another whistle. As it was sent on target, save was made, Lomaka.
When Team Finland missed that stretch pass, I actually thought that was an icing call, and I believe the goalie, Dutov, thought it was as well, so he didn't come out to play it because of that.
Dutov had a 915 save percentage in the preliminary round, so his numbers have been very strong for the course of this tournament. Basically, a 915 here is an equation to 930 in the NHL, I would say.
I don't know about that, but we'd see. It's all subjective.
Well, I would say that a lot of the average save percentage here is 850. In the NHL nowadays, I guess it would be around 910. The shot went on goal from Kozushko. A spin around chance, save is made by Pananen. 2:23 remains in period number 1. Rajala, the power move, tries to emulate Rick Nash, but not able to drag it to the inside. Here's a drive by Kozushko. He's doing a little bit of a loop-de-loop, but it's taken away, and we've seen him emulate Denny Savard the way he's done the spinoramas this tournament. Shot from the left circle, blockered away on the doorstep. It is loose, they're jamming away, but Ruhonen has it kept out.
Dutov's ability to track the puck and go and take away both posts going side to side, that has really been the difference in this game, because Finland has had a number of glorious opportunities, but Dutov has been positionally sound this entire time, not allowing them to get the proper angle.
And he will probably force the Finnish attackers into the shots as long as he really gets inside of their head. They're not at that point yet, but I'm sure there is some frustration mounting on those sticks. And back comes CSKA the other way. We talked about a little no execution in the attacking zone this side. All execution all the time. 1:20 remains. Viatala over for Makinen. Sharp angle try from the left corner. He never was really on balance for that shot. Voroshkov, he has the third goal. Tried to sift it through for his attacker, Timazov, the defenseman rushing up. Voroshkov is pushed into the boards. It's kept free. Thrown in front, a giveaway. Pull a shot from the left point, blocked. And that was Kostalainen who made that giveaway, but he atoned for his mistake by blocking the shot. 40 seconds remains on the clock in period 1. Vaharju gives it away. Okunev, a perimeter blast, didn't get to the net. Nice little block in front. CSKA fans are willing their boys to hang on for another 18 seconds. They will get it out of the zone.
And there's a penalty coming up to CSKA.
Here is Ruhonen. Across, one-timer, save is made by Dudov. Taking another one away from Ruhonen.
Well, there's 7 seconds left in the period, so this power play will likely carry over into the second period. And we'll have 1:53 to start the second period.
Alexei Donsov is going off. Power play chance for Finland. It's pretty predictable what they're going to do. A bunch of one-timers from the point. So that'll be up to CSKA to try and stop that. I know they were watching one of the last games, so perhaps they got a bit of a scouting report on their foes. Off the draw. Rahaja. Back to the left point. Will they get a shot? One-timer.
And the period's over.
And the period's done. Not a really loud whistle, so they were a little bit confused. They wanted to keep playing, but the whistle has sounded. Time has expired at the end of 1. And CSKA showing off their opportunism, their crafty hands, and their sniper rifle ability. And they're up 3-0, and they're on the penalty kill for 1:53 when we come back on the 4th day of the World Selects Invitational in Egna, Italy.
Okay. So when we get back from break, update the other game. 3-1 even Selects. Oh wow. 2 minutes left.
What else?
The other thing we were talking one time we got to notice is
just like the go-ahead goal. Yeah, well, just, never mind. That's fewer people are looking. Yeah. You're good. And then just at the end, say we're in the arena against Pro Hockey. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are seeing images of both Finland and CSKA getting prepared for period number 2. As I'm Quinton Amundsen, joined by Adam Kirschenblatt. And Adam, you were mentioning something very interesting in the break in terms of a change in tactics for Team Finland. Usually we see this team unleash one-timer after one-timer and get shots from anywhere. But you're thinking that they're trying to maybe replicate their opponent a little bit too much.
Well, yes, so I believe that Team Finland, they've been seeing how CSKA has been able to come in on the fast breaks and work down low a lot. That Finland has been going away from their version of offense, which would normally be taking shots from the point and then trying to get those rebounds. And they've been trying to just force it down low, and it just hasn't been working for them. What's more distressing for Finland is the fact when they do that, they lose the power of their best player, Aaron Janviru, because that is his strength, those point shots from the point. And you don't want him pinching from the point, so you're taking away an offensive weapon from them.
Well, thank you so much, and we're going to turn our attention to center ice as the game is about to begin. Thank you so much for joining us on camera for that segment as we set up period number 2. And one thing we want to do before we really get into the game is the score between Sweden and also the East Coast Selects.
All right, so when we last spoke to you about this game, it was 1-0 Sweden in the first intermission, or the only intermission. East Coast Selects had stormed back and won the game 3-1. So Maxime Lafon got the tying goal 30 seconds into the second, followed by Justin Heine a minute 30 into the second. So about a minute apart did they score. And then late in the game with 2.5 minutes left, Alexander Bales scores to put it away. So it is a 3-1 victory for the East Coast Selects. They will be facing pro hockey at 9 a.m. at the Paolanda Arena, and Quentin and I will be covering that for you.
We just have to find out who Brenda Ferreira will be broadcasting at 10:30. We know that it will feature Western Canada, and at this junction it appears set to be CSKA, but that could change. They're on a power play. Finland is going to work, and Suo Niemi was tied up, and the stick was really tied up in him for a little bit from number 52, Poroshkov. They really need to try and make something happen on this power play, get them some life early. Wanting to harbor a comeback bid. They're down 3-0 like we said. But Adam, you said it could easily be 3-3. It really is the goaltending for CSKA that's winning the day right now. As here comes a chance for Puolainen into the slot. Behind the net, holding on. Kostalainen. Throwing it back to the right point. No shot yet. Ruhonen throws it in front, looking for a tip. It's just wide. And the puck's thrown down to the other end. Almost a steal. Kivaharshu dumps down the other number 11 down on the ice. Long lead pass. It is going to be a chance for Rodanen, but it is intercepted and it is sent ahead. We're back to 5-on-5. Thank you, Adam, for a little bit of help. Yes, there was a little bit of a 5-on-4 that was remaining in this period, and now it's been killed off, and Finland could try and go to work on 5-on-5 to try and manufacture a comeback. And in order for that to happen, there are big stars that need to be involved, and one of Finland's big stars was just rocked behind the net. That was number 10, Shervarin, knocking down the opponent into the boards heavily.
Wow. That's a big body check. I'm not even sure if he had the puck, so even if body checking was allowed, that would have been interference. But the way he went into the boards, it kind of went shoulder, upper body area first. So you want to make sure that he's okay before you bring him back on into this game.
And Shervin's in the box.
It is charging or boarding.
All right, so boarding call. Finland will try to make the CSKA Moscow forwards and defense pay for that by trying to put a goal behind Danila Dutov. That has been quite a big task. Because Dutov has been letter perfect, really looking solid, very technically composed.
Charging.
Puck is being moved around the outside. Suoniemi along the outside boards, trying to throw it in front. Thrown on target, save is made by the goaltender. That was a strong attempt from the middle lane from number 71, which is Rajala. Ruhonen for Rajala, over for a one-time chance, tipped wide. Ruhonen into the right circle, looking for that tip, but it was broken up. Here comes a charge down the middle. A nice little rush for number 22, Mikhail Komarov. But it was taken away. And I noticed a little bit of deception from Borovev behind the Finnish net, trying to fake a pass by tapping the stick on the ice. Very crafty. You gotta like that. Puck is thrown down to the other end. Kozushko looking to kill off some time by just doing a lap around the world. He'll cut to some open ice on the near boards. In the right corner, he had it stripped away by Kivadaru. A lead pass, Suoniemi. Verging down, holding on, pulled it to his forehand, can't get the shot. They are really straying away from what made them really good on the power play. Those big shots. They're trying to do something else. Kivaharshu walking the line, feathering it over to Suoniemi, a shot, and that's wide.
And a little bit lackadaisical, just trying to keep that puck in. Both Finnish players thinking the other was going to get it.
Not enough urgency right now from Team Finland, considering they really need to try and break this game down into segments. They have around 15:27 remaining. Their bid will be a goal every 5 minutes or less. Ruolainen losing command of that puck. It is thrown ahead. Nikita Frolov had it taken away from him. Number 50, Lomacka, angling the puck past everybody down to the other end of the ice. Puck is backhanded along, thrown down to the Finnish end.
That was very close to being another breakaway for CSKA.
Puck is backhanded to the right point. Timazov throws that puck over to the far corner. Poroshkov angles it back to the left wing. Cole throws it into Poroshkov. This is one of the most active forechecks we've seen from this lineup in a little bit. Down low, almost tucked into the net by Zaitsev on the doorstep. Cole barging down the left wing, cuts to the middle, intercepted, and is tossed out and tipped all the way into the CSKA zone. But not over center, icing call, 6 minutes played into period 2.
Benjamin Pietla probably just saved another goal by lifting the stick at the right time in front of the net. That's why the CSKA player wasn't able to just give a nice little tap past the Finnish goalie. So they're still running, they're still fighting, but they got to find a way to get past Dutov.
Benjamin Pietla, very good forward. He says that his best assets are his speed, his playmaking, and his shot. And he says that he also likes skiing, biathlon, and also orienteering. I'm not too sure what he really means by orienteering. That's Google Translate kind of maybe messing up what the definition of that word means, but I'm sure it's a great activity that he does off the ice.
Whatever floats his boat.
Whatever floats your boat. Hell, there's a kid that likes technical sciences. That's nothing I wouldn't like, but it really does get kids excited.
I still question the ones that like school. Yeah. I don't believe them.
Only science that I enjoyed was back in the elementary school when we had to make those paper mache volcanoes. Puck is thrown all the way down into the defensive zone. Here is CSKA throwing it in front. Interception, and here comes a 3-on-2. Sino on his backhand. Reverses it for the opponent. Taken away. Zaitsev has the lane down the left wing, loads up and shoots, rings it off the crossbar.
That was a great spin move along the neutral zone. He just spun around and blew by the Finnish defenseman for that chance.
Finland really needs to get something going here. Kiviharju fires it wide.
And he really has been taken out of this game.
He was such a big factor. The puck was like a magnet to him in the game he played earlier today against Dynamo Minsk. But there is a little bit of invisibility here. Trying to step up now. There is a good play to keep the puck in against Komarov. Racing for it. Hooks it down low to the slot. But Sino can't get there to really get possession. Shot from the right point from Impella is turned away by Dutov. Rajala keeps the puck in momentarily. Barbashin, D-to-D for Caton. Up the left wing, puck is tipped all the way down to the Finnish zone. Icing is beat out because first there is Vorobiev. Vorobiev is pinned hard by Lomacka. A backhand forklift pass across ice for Rohonen. He tried to go backdoor, and the defenseman banked the puck onto the goaltender himself. But a very alert goaltender Dutov prevented his defenseman Cole from making an own goal.
Well, maybe that'll be a lesson learned to Finland by just knowing that if you throw the puck on net, you never know what's going to happen.
There is a little bit too much of a picky shot selection here, trying to aim up for the perfect play. I mean, it's possible that these guys are really hoping to fool the goaltender so he's not in a position to make an athletic save, but really, it's the best thing, and we've learned that in recent days in the NHL, too.
Oh, what a dangle.
Down low, what a great move there by number 10, Shervin, but can't get close enough. Kozushko. He has been electrifying the way he moves that puck. I'd have to rate him very high. I don't have an official list of the top stick handlers in this tournament, but he's a contender for a very high spot. But he was stripped away by Jokinen. His defensive partner, Lomacka, gets it out to center. However, it's recovered by CSKA. Nice little seam pass through the middle from Cole onto Kozushko. Backhand, sharp angle shot, save. Follow-up chance, save. Follow-up again, scores! Third chance, bounced right to Cole. He blasted by the goaltender to make it 4-0.
And Lassi Pananen is still on his knees. He can't believe he let that in. He is a little depressed at what's going on so far.
Probably not happy with the way he let that rebound fly out to Cole. And it was picture perfect. Goaltender didn't really react in time. And we'll have a little bit of information about Cole at our next stoppage. But he's been very dynamic every shift. And it will be a little bit of a rush for Rodionov. Trying to kill off some time. Plays it to Frolov. Lead pass, Piroshkov. Racing against Kivaharju. The two premier players run into each other. Piroshkov falls down. Kivaharju trying to get it out. Rodionov holds the line. It's stabbed at. Loose in the near corner. Rajala will do a little bit of a turn and throw it up the far side, but can't connect with his teammate. 9:28 remaining in period number 2. CSKA has been very dominant in this tournament. They have not had a shutout yet. They are going to try and protect it.
Could you believe before this game that Finland would be the one that would off the scoring?
No, not at all, considering the fact that Finland is the only team that comes into this game with only one player held off the point sheet.
So a story about Finland is I traveled with them from Munich to Bolzano. I met the team at the airport. We took the bus from there. That is a 4-hour bus ride. Essentially what happened, once we got to the arena in Bolzano, they just hopped off the bus, put their equipment on, went in to play an exhibition game against Team North America, and won 16-1.
Absolutely lights out the way they were able to do that. We were kind of talking about it over dinner while we were watching. You were thinking, oh, well, maybe they could be bad, they're tired, but maybe they have that energy coming off the plane, and it turned out to be the latter, that they had both loads of energy, but they've been high scoring and exciting, but they're being shut out at a time when they can't afford to. Here's a chance, though, and they score. There will be no shutout. A pass out of the corner, and Ruhonen is set up in the slot. It's 4-1. A great little play down low from Suoniemi. The setup, number 88, Ruhonen.
Ruhonen just took advantage of one of the few defensive breakdowns that CSKA has had. He was alone in the slot. They managed to use Gretzky's office to get the puck to him, and the shutout's gone.
And now we're in a position where they could try to get another goal or two in the next 5 minutes. Give yourself a chance to legitimately pull your goaltender and have it mean something.
And they were in danger of having continuous time to come in by it being a 4-0 goal. So that is huge, just by the idea that just get them a little bit closer into this game.
Yeah, that means that 2 more goals would have to be scored by CSKA to introduce continuous time. So big time goal when they needed it most. Mikhail Komarov trying to race down low. Ladies and gentlemen, I should expect you to watch CSKA elevate their play. That's what they always do when they allow a goal. We have one of the best resiliency kick-ins I've ever seen. Here's a nice chance, fired wide. And that was number 50, Lomacka, in the slot area. Opponent. After Kivaharju, a shot. Didn't get through. It was blocked in front. And in some pain is Cole.
Again, that shot took out another that CSKA player.
Sino had a lane, but he's bumped off stride by Komarov. Nice hustle there from 22 for Russia.
That injury actually caused that break to happen.
A break the other way a bit. Mandeko down the right wing, trying to fend off a challenge from Jokinen, but Jokinen wins that battle. Counter-attack. Lomacka, the defenseman, is leading the charge. Crisscrosses to the right side. His shot just flickers wide. 6:55 remains in period number 2. 4-1 for CSKA over Finland. Ruhonen behind the net. Tosses that puck ahead, 3-on-3. It is going to be an opportunity for Suoniemi to throw it in front. But it's broken up. Suoniemi trying to get that puck pass from Rodionov. Rodionov kept them at bay. Slapped around the near boards, kept alive by Mäkinen. Mäkinen up for center. Ruhonen over to Puulainen, he takes the shot. Great glove save is made by Dutov. A timely one too.
And Dutov just looked so calm grabbing that puck. And confident too. He just grabbed that puck and just skated away from the net.
No wonder CSKA could feel a need and a desire to feel creative game because they know they have a rock solid guy back there. Kivaharju walking the line, looking for options, taking a shot, blocker to side, goaltender lost sight for a moment.
And that's how Team Finland normally plays, with Kivaharju walking that line, throwing it in front, and seeing if there's a rebound.
Opponent settles down the bouncing puck, but it's poked away from him. He tries to recover it. But winning that battle is Frolov, the captain of CSKA Moscow. Poroshkov, sharp angle shot. Save is made by Pannanen. 5:35 remains. We're at 7 o'clock here in Bolzano, Italy. And Agna, Italy, bringing you coverage of all these World Selects Invitational games. A beautiful Italian Friday night, and we're being treated to some great hockey. CSKA is winning the final game of the night right now, 4-1.
I'd just like to add that Lupinen is back on the ice, so he seems to be okay.
That is excellent. Yes, he was very dynamic that last shift. 5 minutes away from the semifinal round being determined, unless Finland has some sort of a rabbit to pull out of their hat. Lamaka tries to toe drag. It's intercepted. Tielegan up for Okunev. Jokinen gets in his path, but Okunev shakes him off. Puck is going to be thrown into the high slot. Suoniemi over to number 99. Shot on goal. Save is made. That was actually number 88, Ruhonen. I apologize. High slot. One-time chance. Jokinen thin on it. It is going to be a 3-on-1 for CSKA. Here comes Komarov. But getting back to shut him down is Jokinen. Excellent hustle there from the guy that originally led to that 3-on-1 with that thin shot. You gotta like that. No on quit. Backhander floats wide to the near side. Time is off. Behind the net. Thrown in front. Zaitsev on the doorstep, a shot just tipped wide. That was Donsov. 3:37 remaining in regulation. Timazov is pinching in. CSKA is trying to pick this as a moment to get the goal that makes it a dagger. Shot on goal from the left point by Cole is denied by the goaltender, Pannanen.
Well, Pannanen at this point needed this game to calm down because CSKA was all over them during that last sequence. In order to get Team Finland a breath, he covered the puck, got a line change, and hopefully they can come back for their sake and try and get an offensive chance.
They'll try and get out of the zone to get the chance. But that's been a little bit hard because of how CSKA is aggressive through the neutral zone. They're denied passage on the near side. Opponent will circle over to the middle lane. Will they get entry there? Nope, they won't. There is a slashing call.
It appears to be going against CSKA, so Finland will go back to the power play.
Opportunity is knocking right here. Will Finland be able to open the door and answer the call?
Well, if you are the head coach of Team Finland, do you look at taking your goalie out at this stage with the power play?
If they get possession of the faceoff and get a setup, yes, I would.
There's a timeout by Team Finland. That might be something they're going to discuss.
Yeah, it should be a little bit of instruction. But right now, the coach will get the whiteboard out there to make a play.
Quentin, I've just been fascinated by Kivaharu's ability to move laterally along that blue line, just getting around defenders who are right up against him. It's very uncanny, and it's a good skill to have as he comes up.
And he definitely has a lot of tools at his disposal, and the fact that he has been able to play here as a double underager, not only an underager, this is his third time at this tournament. So he originally made his debut at around 10 years old, and now he's around 12. That's amazing that he can impart so much wisdom on these kids that are the same age as him, really. But he's a seasoned veteran compared to some of these young guys on his team.
You just imagine how small he was when he's 10, and then he's just grown in a couple of years. He's bigger than everybody else on the ice.
Kivaharju on the point, walking the line, no shot. To the left circle, Jokinen, no shot yet. 2:47 remains in the game, 1:45 remaining on the power play. Goaltender remaining in the net. They'll probably wait until it's 4-2. Kivaharju a shot, blocked. Opponent is able to get it back. Cross-seam pass, Jokinen forehander, turned away by Dutov's pad. Wraparound attempt. Puck was in the crease. It was thrown to the blue line, but stays in. Nice keeping by Kivaharju. Opponent. Back for Kivaharju. Over for a one-timer for Suoniemi, and it's fired wide. Jokinen. Hard cross-ice pass. Suoniemi. Kivaharju loads up and shoots. Blocked. Gets another chance. Fires on goal. Save. Rebound. Rajalas denies as well. 50 seconds remaining on the clock on this power play. Rajalas twisting and turning. Goaltender staying in there. Kivaharju waiting. No shot. Poroshkov ties him up. It's kicked over to Suoniemi. Back for Kivaharju. He stumbles with it. Everybody has to tag up at center. 23 seconds remaining on the power play.
One of the few missteps that he's made in this game.
Opponent, Rajala tried to get it back down low. Taken away. Suoniemi. Over to Leponin. Tried to get it down low to the left circle. Thrown towards the net. Blocked en route. And it's Nathan all the way down to the other end. Goaltender coming out to try and play that puck. Okunev almost intercepted. A lead pass. Kivaharju. 53 seconds remains on the clock. Needs to do something right here, right now. Goalie's going off for an extra attacker. Probably a little too late. Kivaharju walking that line into the middle slot. Down low on the doorstep. They're jamming away. Can't get it in. Follow-up chance. And it's fired wide. Maybe getting a piece as it went to the corner was Dutov. That one came from Leponin. Leponin loads and fires, and it's blocked by the forward Donsov and goes out to center. A chance for an empty net. Donsov scores! 5-1 for CSKA. They are going to the semifinal to take on the Western Canada Selects tomorrow at 10:30.
Well, Finland, they had a perfect opportunity to try and score during that last sequence, but they are still trying to find the pass for the completely open net for their team. And, you know, sometimes in a game, that's just not going to happen. You got to try and just beat a goalie.
And the problem is that they had the possession, everything they needed to pull that goaltender out earlier, but they pulled him at 53 seconds when it could have been a minute sooner.
It could have been a 6-on-4.
It could have been, and that would have really been an overwhelming thing, because once they got him out, they were able to have the goaltender on his back, in his crease, kind of flapping around like nobody. And
that was a 5-on-4.
Yeah.
Or 6-on-5, I mean.
So, 12.2 seconds, an exciting finish, team. Gone to the quarterfinal. They did a very nice job to get to this point, and they will come up short, though, this year. It will be CSKA taking on Western Canada at 10:30. The seconds are being counted down by the CSKA fans. Time expires. Congratulations to CSKA Moscow, victors of this game and headed to the semifinal. So our two matchups are as follows. 9 o'clock tomorrow, Pro Hockey will take on the East Coast Selects. You and I will be there for that, Adam. At 10:30, Brendan will chronicle the game between Western Canada and also CSKA Moscow. And there was a 4-3 battle between those two teams that was very memorable in the round robin. There will be a lot of fireworks in that one. We're going to say so long for now and see you tomorrow on Legacy Live TV in Bolzano, Italy.